Bracket style. What's the topics? What are the topics, I should say, today?
Oh, we have a good one today, guys. In honor of the NBA playoffs, our bracket today in Michelle's Madness are the players with the most to gain by winning in these playoffs. Okay? Let's kick things off with the number one overall seed. And mind you, any of the players that I have on this list could have an argument to be the number one overall seed. But we're going to give it to Jalen Brunson, New York Knicks. The Knicks went to the Eastern Conference Finals last year. They fired Tom Thibodeau, saying that's not enough. They need to get to the finals and win a championship. If Jalen Brunson becomes the guy to get it done in New York, that puts you in an entirely different stratosphere. Jalen Brunson with the number one seed as the player with the most to gain in these playoffs versus the 8th seed, the guy who got it done last year, the reigning MVP from last year, SGA. Where are you going, guys? CC, we'll go with you first.
Oh, I'm going with SGA. I mean, this thing.
SGA?
Yeah, I'm going with SGA. I mean, if he gets back-to-back MVPs and leads his team to back-to-back NBA titles, I mean, we're starting talking about him taking a quantum leap in terms of how he's viewed through the annals of NBA history, right? We're talking about him being on a trajectory to be a top 20 player. I mean, I think that this takes him to a different stratosphere if he's able to finish the drill in yet another postseason. So, yeah, I think SGA has a ton to gain.
That's great points. I am going to go Brunson for this reason. I don't know how many more years the Knicks have to try this. And if they don't do it now, what then happens with this team versus if he wins it. I'm not saying he's Derek Jeter status in New York, but he's kind of Derek Jeter status in New York to actually get the Knicks over the hump. So I would say that Brunson would have the most to gain.
Is it the most to gain in New York, or is it the most to gain, period?
That's a good point.
Because
this would not be a national most to gain.
He'd be a New York legend, but I don't know that this vaults Jalen Brunson into the greatest point guards in the history of the game.
No, it does not. All right, you know what? Vegas East, you can decide, but now, yeah, that's a good point.
Vegas East tiebreaker.
Yeah, we're going with the 8th seed here. I think SGA puts himself on a track to all-time greatness if he wins 2 straight finals and 2 straight MVPs.
Yeah.
Wow, the upset. SGA, the 8th seed, already getting it done. Gets it done over Jalen Brunson. All right, next one. LeBron James checking in at the 4 seed. You do this in your 40s without Austin Reeves and without Luka? Yeah. Let's add another line on the resume in history versus the 5 seed and Jason Tatum, who has won before, but most people look at Jaylen Brown as the guy who got it done more than Jason Tatum during that Celtics run. Obviously, Eastern Conference Finals MVP. If Jason Tatum, after this injury, comes back and he's the catalyst for the Boston Celtics to go on and win this, we're going to talk about him in a different way. Evan, where are you going? 4 or 5?
Yeah, this is an easy one for me. LeBron. I don't even think Jason Tatum has the most to gain on his own team. I think Jaylen Brown has more to gain on his own team, in my opinion. LeBron James, if he wins it all this year, oh my God, I'll go with LeBron.
I'm going to go Jason Tatum by default because LeBron is the second greatest player in NBA history. I mean, what is there to gain? That's the part I don't understand. Where is he going? you gonna put him over Jordan with this postseason?
I'm not, but Kendrick Perkins said he would.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. Over a first-round series against the Houston Rockets, if they get out of... No, I'm not putting him over Jordan because he wins a first-round playoff series. That's ridiculous. Like, it's incredible what LeBron James is doing well into his 40s in year 23. But LeBron James is also universally regarded as a top 2 player in NBA history. So where is he going? Like you saying most to gain, like who is he gaining on? Like that's the part I don't get. Whereas Jason Tatum, the championship run the Celtics had a couple of years ago, he didn't win conference finals MVP, he didn't win finals MVP. So I do think there's some work to do in terms of the perception of who he is once you get into the playoffs. So Jason Tatum for me.
Vegas East.
Tatum for basically the exact same reason Canty just said.
All right, the 5 seed and Jason Tatum advancing. Let's go to the other side of the bracket. The 2 seed, Kevin Durant. After leaving Golden State, hasn't been able to get it done. If he does this year, maybe we talk about him in a different way. Versus the 7 seed, the guy who's on his way up, who publicly is saying that winning matters to him, that he wants to be one of the all-time greats, Victor Wembanyama. CC. KD or Wemby?
I'm struggling with the seeding. This is insane. It feels like the first weekend of March Madness legit because I've got all of these upsets. But I'm going with Wemby, man. I'm going with Wemby. This is the guy that was, the the closest competition for SGA to win MVP this year. I'm just going to say this. If Wemby finds a way to best the Oklahoma City Thunder and come out of the West and get to the NBA Finals and somehow win it in his third season in the league, then all of a sudden we're talking about this being a LeBron James-esque stretch for the San Antonio Spurs and Victor Wembanyama, where they dominate the league and you can pencil them into the NBA Finals in perpetuity. I just think it's Wemby having way more to gain this postseason than KD.
I agree. I'll just add one point. David Dennis Jr., our teammate here, brought up a great point about the Spurs and the possibility of winning for a while. If Wemby doesn't play 65 games every year, it actually helps them because then he's eligible for less money and they can get more guys on the team. The fact that he hovers around 65 and he may not play 65 in a weird way could help them. And so I agree with you. I think Wemby becomes known as the best player in the sport immediately. 3 years in, 4 years in, whatever it is.
3 years in.
Which is
wow.
insane. Yeah.
All right, Wemby advancing. Final first-round matchup. A guy who we all love, but we need to see win at the highest level still, and Anthony Edwards, Ant with the 3 seed, versus a guy who could really change the narrative surrounding him, especially in the postseason, the 6 seed, and James Harden. Evan.
Yeah, I don't believe that James Harden can change the narrative because he's not the best player on his team. And he has technically been to the finals. He's not a great, obviously he's a terrible postseason player relative to comparing him to himself in the regular season. Anthony Edwards has been to 2 Western Conference Finals in a row and then could win a championship. I think Ant has more to gain than James Harden.
Ooh, this is a close one. This is tough. I'm going to go with Ant-Man, but not by much. And here's why. James Harden has a hell of a lot to gain if the Cleveland Cavaliers, a team that most folks have off the board in terms of getting to the NBA Finals, if they find a way to do it and Jimbo parachuting in the middle of the season is able to microwave success in Cleveland, where we've only ever seen LeBron James getting this team to the Finals, I would say, yeah, I think that there's a ton to gain for James Harden. I would say it's still Ant Edwards because of his road to toe in the West, having to go through OKC, having to go through San Antonio. If he can having to go through Nikola Jokic and the Denver Nuggets, if he can pull that off, I think the road, the degree of difficulty is what gives him the edge in this particular matchup. But I don't want to be dismissive of what there is to gain for James Harden this postseason because I still think it's a hell of a lot.
Let's go to our next round. The 8 seed, SGA, versus the 5 seed and Jason Tatum. Evan.
Yeah, SGA. Same reasoning that CeCe gave. Like, you catapult yourself into all-time greatness, not just greatness today. That is an amazing place to be in if SGA and the Thunder win it all again this year.
Cosign. Next.
Okay. Wemby versus Ant. CeCe.
I'm going to say Wemby.
The 7 seed in Wemby.
Yeah.
Evan, do you agree?
I agree because as odd as this sounds, if Ant-Man wins it all, I don't know that everyone would say best player in the sport. Like, I think it would be, he's now in the conversation with SGA and with Jokic, with Giannis, etc. If Wemby wins for whatever reason, I think everybody would say best player in the sport. It's his league now. Like,
okay.
The transition would happen from LeBron to him.
Well, we have our MVP matchup, guys. We have our MVP matchup, but the seeding is low. Who is taking on the chip? The 8 seed and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, or the 7 seed and Victor Wembanyama? CeCe, which player has the most to gain in these playoffs?
I'm going to say Wemby. We've never seen it before.
See, I was going to say...
I've seen a 6'6" bucket getter lead his team to back-to-back titles and have back-to-back... I've seen that. I've never seen 7'5" alien like Victor Wembanyama. Never seen it.
100% right, but I'm actually going to go with SGA because of your original argument, because I can't get out of my head the company that he would then keep. Top 20 all time is what you're saying.
Sure, but how many players have won a title within their first 3 years? As the best player on the team.
I mean, I can think of one right off the top of my head in 2006 in Dwayne Wade, but he wasn't considered that until he won it all. Wemby's been considered that throughout the process here.
Yeah, I mean, Magic Johnson. I mean, you have to
in rookie season.
Yeah, I'm just saying you have to go through like.
Oh yeah, you have to spend time thinking about it.
That's what like to win a title as the best player on your team within your third year, but then also be 22 years old.
Yeah. Vegas East.
Vegas East, determine.
Something that's never happened in the history of France. France actually gets a win.
Oh, Wow, the 7th seed, Victor Wembanyama, crowned our champion, the player with the most to gain in these playoffs.
We are 1 week away from the NFL draft. We will dive into that after Small says this from RK.
All right, if you wake up early like we do, but you still want to go out, you want to enjoy your life, but you don't want to feel it the next morning, I've got something for you. It's RK Zero Proof. RK delivers the flavor and warmth of a spirit, but with 0 alcohol, 0 sugar, 0 carbs, and 0 calories. So you can go out with your friends,